Well, Mets fans, rough day for the Mets and their fans at the winter meetings. What's up, everybody? Bob Walters here. Special edition of Locked Up Sports. Breaking news. Edwin Diaz on his way out west to the Dodgers for 3 years, $69 million. Kyle Schwarber's off the board, back with the Phillies. Dylan Cease off the board to Toronto. So the rich are getting richer. Everybody but the Mets, as they're left holding their hat with nothing but, Devin Williams. And listen, Devin Williams is a good pitcher, but I told you that I wasn't going to be happy with that signing unless Diaz came with it as an 8th inning setup, 9th inning closer, lockdown, bullpen type of situation. And listen, once again, the Mets, they disappointed us again, like they always have. Are you surprised? I mean, I guess Stearns has some kind of plan, as he says, in motion, but I don't think this was part of it. And the worst part is it's only 3 years. Like, it's not like they signed them for 5 or 6 years, and the Mets were like, no, we're not going 5 or 6 years. We're only going 4 years or 3. It was 3 years. The Mets offered him 3 years. The Mets offer was 3 years, $66 million, and he took 3 years, $69 million. It's not supposed to be like that when we got Steve Cohen as our owner. That's not how it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be we blow you out of the water and we just pay you more than anybody else could even imagine paying you, and we don't have to worry about it. Now we're losing the best closer in the game, the best closer in the Mets history, in franchise history, over $3 million. Come on. What are we doing? David Stearns, you better have a plan. You better have a plan, because you know what? You're on thin ice after last year. Because we're not impressed with the boy wonder, smartest guy in the room situation anymore. It's time's right. Like, our patience is running thin. Steve Cohen, okay, listen, he promised us championship 5 years. We kind of knew that was, blowing smoke up our ass a little bit. But for you to come in here and tell us last year that the pitching, don't worry about the pitching. The pitching's good. Our starters are good. Minaya and come on, Frankie Montas. And we all sat here and we're like, no, got to get better. And this is now starting to feel a lot like last year, minus the Soto. Because a year ago yesterday, the Mets signed Juan Soto. Right? We were all jumping for joy, rubbing it in the Yankee fans' faces. We got him. It's different now. We're going to run this town. They couldn't even beat the Marlins in the last weekend of the season to make the playoffs. Mets aren't running nothing. It's been a lot of the same since Steve Cohen took over. And now, what happened? We came into this weekend. Brett and I did a show just a couple days ago. Gonna get Diaz, definitely. I think we're gonna get Schwarber. We're coming out of here with Schwarber out of these winter meetings. Diaz off the board. We lose him over $3 million. Little bit, an hour later, Schwarber off the board, back to Philly for 5 years, 120 million. I'm sorry. 5 years, 150 million. The Mets made an offer for Schwarber. The Mets offered Schwarber. Hold on, I got it right here. The Mets offered Schwarber yesterday 3 years, 120 million. You couldn't go to 150. You couldn't go an extra year or two for a guy who just hit 56 home runs? Are we skimping out? Now, the Mets said that they had wiggle room on the Diaz deal, but why not just go? Why even leave wiggle room? Give him 3 years. Blow him out, give him an extra $20 million, and the Dodgers are going to give him. The reports were that the Dodgers were losing interest because of the fact that Diaz was it was a little rich for their blood, which it obviously was ridiculous to begin with. But I mean, now it comes out that he signs with the Dodgers for 3 years, $69 million, and the Mets offer him 3 years, $66 million. I mean, come on. This guy is the best closer. And I'm not big on these relief pitchers. If you watch the show, you know that I don't trust any really reliever, closer, setup man, reliever, as far as I could throw them, because they're so inconsistent. They go from year to year, hot and cold. I was just starting to begin to trust Diaz. I mean, the numbers he put up last year, if you look at him right there on the bottom of the screen, a 1.63 ERA, 98 strikeouts and 66 innings pitched. He was 28 of 31 on save opportunities. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. That's as locked down as it gets. And then you got Devin Williams, who before a bad, couple months to start the season last year, kind of, he steadied the ship a little bit. He pitched okay in the postseason, but would have had the best bullpen in baseball. Went probably from the worst bullpen in baseball to the best bullpen in baseball. And they didn't get that done over $3 million. Now, I think Diaz, I don't think it was only the $3 million, to be honest with you. I think Diaz was probably a little insulted with the Mets deal that they came with. Listen, these guys aren't stupid. I know how much money Steve Cohen has. You know how much money Steve Cohen. We all know. Diaz knows a lot. They all know, just like we all know. They're not stupid. They see that he got the casino deal. He's sitting there going, "Look how good I was last year for you." And you can't go an extra 10 million, 15 million. And then for Schwarber, again, I mean, hairs on here. Schwarber, you can't go in there, you can't blow him out of the water. 56 home runs, left-handed power hitter. Come on. And I think Steve Cohen is letting Stearns do his job. I think that's what, I don't think he's really, he steps in. Sometimes he stepped in last year with Pete. I think he might step in again this year with Pete. But now you're looking at these guys just go off the board, and you're going to be left. You don't want to be left with the scraps. Listen, the Mets, Steve Cohen's not supposed to be left with the scraps. And the Mets are going to have to put a team together now, because they I'll tell you what, they better get Alonso now. They better get that done. And they better get it done before someone else steps in, and like the Red Sox, and decides, you know what, we're just going to we're going to offer him the fourth year, and we're going to get him because we want him. Because that's what teams do, and the Mets don't seem to do that. Now, they did that with Soto. I get it. That was kind of a landmark. I'm here. I'm going to do, come on. So you better get Alonso, and you better get it done, because Alonso's there at the winter meetings. He went. Said he's coming down there. I don't know what he's going down there for. I don't know why he's announcing it. I mean, do we not have telephones and stuff now? Does he not have Zoom on his computer? I mean, come on. And you could look at it. Listen, you could look at it the way some Mets fans are looking at it as, we didn't win with him, right? We lost with Diaz. We missed the playoff with Diaz. We can miss the playoff without Diaz. And yeah, I guess you could say that. But this is the best closer in the franchise history. The only one that you could even argue is John Franco. And he was John Franco, listen, and I love John Franco. Don't get me wrong, nothing against John Franco, but he's a bit of a compiler. He was there forever. He was with the Red, John Franco was not a shutdown, lock it down, he's in the game over type of pitcher. John Franco was tying runs on third. Someone's got to make a great play in the field, and we love John Franco. But Edwin Diaz is the best closer that this franchise has ever had, and you let him go just like that to the Dodgers too. which is I mean, come on, the Dodgers, the embarrassment of riches that the Dodgers are just accumulating here is really outrageous. So a buddy here, another big free agent here, chiming in, saying that the Mets are screwed without Diaz. And I listen, I don't think they're screwed, because I could, I could very easily tell you that the Mets, listen, they're going to be okay without him, right? They have Devin Williams, who prior to the Alonso home run off of him was the best closer in baseball, right? And he's not, he had a bad last year. I get it. He had a bad start with the Yankees, but he kind of straightened things out. He pitched well. He had the third highest strikeout percentage of qualified pitchers in the second half of the season. He pitched well in the postseason. So Devin Williams is not bad, but like I said, I don't trust any of these guys. If your name's not Mariano Rivera, I don't trust you, and that includes Diaz, because we've seen Diaz blow things, right? And he's been it was an up and down for a little bit with the World Baseball Classic fiasco where he missed the whole season, which was it's the equivalent. It's equivalent to like the Aaron Rodgers thing with the Jets. I mean, the Mets, it's the same thing. That whole year was just a lost year. But you got the winter meetings going crazy today, as Kyle Schwarber and listen, good for the Phillies, right? The Phillies, that's what the Mets need to do with Alonso. Go out there and get him. Just what is it going to take? Let's get you, because we don't want you in Boston. And I think Boston would be good for Alonso. I think it'd be a good landing spot. And I'm not somebody who's sentimental here about, I want to see Pete hit 500 home runs in a Mets uniform. I want him to be, the greatest Met, homegrown Met ever. I could care less. I want to win a championship. To me, I say give him the 5 years. Let him play through 3 of them, and then just cut bait. Give him the money. You just got approved for a casino that is going to make you billions and billions of dollars. And you let Diaz walk over 3 million? Come on. And then you're going to come out afterwards and say there was wiggle room? Because Diaz wanted to be on the Mets. He wanted to be a Met. And the Dodgers were saying, there were rumors out of the Dodger camp that, maybe he was a little rich. Maybe we don't want to pay that much. And what they did? They said, screw it. We're going to pay it anyway. And that's what the Mets need to do. Running out of guys here. Running out of time. You really don't want to be left at the altar with Simeon and Devin Williams, do you? Because that's about as Mets an offseason as it gets. And what? And then you'll have Vientos and McNeil platooning at first base, and your third base situation that was a mess last year just kind of came across the diamond to first base. So a big day, a rough day for the Mets. A year and a day after signing Juan Soto, who's got to be kind of sitting there going, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I mean, I'm sure he's not. I'm sure he's not saying that. I'm sure he's on a beach somewhere, in the Caribbean. Doesn't even know about the Diaz signing yet. That's how I'd be if I was him. But come on. And Alonso, and I think Alonso is kind of hitting, when it comes to Alonso, I think he's kind of hitting panic mode here a bit. Because I think he's not getting the offers that he wanted. And I don't understand really why. He had a great year last year. Listen, he proved that the year before that he wasn't very good, was a one-off. You could take it to the bank. You could put 40 home runs in his back pocket, no problem. 100 RBIs. He's never a problem. He's never controversial, out in the town getting in trouble. And it's just not there. And it's because of his age. And it's because he's asking for 5-6 years. But I'm telling you, a team can get Alonso. The Red Sox can get Alonso today before dinner if they just offered him 4 years and, $140 million or whatever. They could get him. And that's the scary part, is because that could happen. I'm sitting here refreshing Jeff Passan, just waiting for something like that to come down. Now, as far as the other signings, so you better get Pete taken care of. Listen, I'm really getting sick of the Stearns. Don't worry about it. We got it taken care of. Now, Stearns hasn't made a comment. The Mets haven't really commented yet. I think they were shocked that Diaz left. I really do. And I think he was like, screw you. Gonna come in, lowball me at $166 million, 3 years. Come on. Or at $66 million. Come on. Now the real big money is in the starting pitchers. As you see, Diaz went off the board at 60-something million or 70 million, near 70 million. Schwarber went off the board at 150 million, which is big, obviously, big money. But then you get to like Dylan Cease, and Dylan Cease went off the board at 210 million. And let me see. Yep, there it is right there. 210 million to the American League champion, defending American League champion, Toronto Blue Jays. And this is a big signing for them. They needed some starting pitching. They got it. And they are going to, and now I think they're the team to beat in the AL East. Regardless of what, obviously saying, they won the American League last year. Obviously, they're the team to beat. I think they're a good team, and I think they're in it now. They're trying to be sustained good. They got Young. They got Guerrero last year, locked down for a bunch of years. We know they have a good team. They have a great fan base. They did devastating World Series, and now you add perhaps the best starting pitcher on the free agent market, Dylan Cease, who's just really, he's been fantastic. Let's see, we'll bring up here. If you look at his chart here, he's been a great pitcher for the Padres, for Oakland, right? Oakland, and then the Padres. Listen, it's the Dodgers, it's the Blue Jays that are making the big splashes when we thought it was going to be the Mets. And the Mets probably have the most to do. Mets got a lot of work to do. Mets got to put together a team. Everyone's bitching and moaning about the Yankees and how they're, they haven't done much and whatnot. But the Yankees can feel the team right now. If the season starts today, the Yankees would be all right. Would they be great? Maybe not. Right? You don't know how they're going to be and how these players are going to, if they're going to perform like they did last year, and the pitching, and they lost Evan Williams, but they can feel the team that's going to go out there and win 90 games and compete for the division. The Mets, you don't have Alonso, right? You don't have Diaz anymore, right? You have Simeon. Is Simeon going to be the one that gets you, these extra wins? Not going to make up for the losses that you're going to get without Alonso and without Diaz. And the bullpen, I'm telling you, this bullpen is not good enough now with just Devin Williams. Because the problem with that is that with Devin Williams, you have the same problem you had with Diaz, where you got to get it to him. If he's going to be your closer, that's fine. But you got to get it to him in the ninth inning, and I don't know if the Mets can do that. They couldn't get it to Diaz. A lot of times in that ninth inning, you got your starters pitching 4 innings, and then you got, somehow get those 5 innings to get it to Diaz. Yeah, Diaz was great, but he's sitting there waiting in the bullpen to get to the ninth inning, and you never get it to him. Because your bullpen was garbage last year. It was good for a month. And then it was just terrible. And if you look here at the comparison, my glasses, I'm blind as a bat. I mean, it's no comparison. After with last year with Devin Williams with the Yankees, he lost the start. He lost the closer job multiple times. He had nearly a 5 ERA. And if he brings these numbers to Flushing next year, it's going to be the same story. He's going to lose the job, and then who are you going to put back there? Now you're screwed. Because the Mets have no bullpen. But at least they could have shut down the 8th inning and the 9th inning if they would have just signed Diaz and put Williams, who said he's okay with pitching the 8th, in the 8th inning spot, and then you make it a 7-inning game. And they have enough bats with, if they get ALONSO back, and with Soto. And now it's just, it's Simeon, who's aging, has been deteriorating offensively over the last 3 or 4 years. He's still, listen, I'm not throwing shade on that deal, because he's definitely an upgrade from Nimmo, both offensively and defensively. You're gonna trade. I'm guessing you're gonna trade McNeil, but I don't know what I don't know what you think you're getting for McNeil. Because you'd be lucky to get a bag of balls and a couple minor leaguers for McNeil. I don't think, no one's giving you anything of value for Jeff McNeil at this point after he just kind of nosedived after winning a batting title. They need a quarter outfielder, which I thought coming into this week was going to be Kyle Schwarber. I thought that Cohen would go into these winter meetings and be like, you know what? Enough is enough. If you don't want to do this, there, Mr. Stearns, we're gonna run these winter meetings. I want ALONSO signed. I want Schwarber signed. I want Diaz signed, and get me a top end starter. And what happened? Diaz signed somewhere else. Schwarber signed somewhere else. ALONSO is heading on down because nobody's calling him. And the Mets' top-end starter that's not a rookie who's pitched a handful of starts is Sean Manaea or Senga. Not good enough. Not good enough. It's really looking like it used to look with this team. And it's annoying because, it was supposed to be over. We wouldn't have went out there and rubbed it in the Yankees' faces and told them that we're taking over the town and told these Yankee fans that are our friends, and we have to deal with it after you go out there and blow a lead and collapse in the last month of the season. We're the ones who have to face them. We went out there and told them it's our town now. It's over. New sheriff in town. And what happened? The Yankees went out there and won the same 94 games that they won with Soto the year before that they did without Soto. Come on. I want to hear from you guys. You see the QR code right here in the middle, bottom middle of the screen. Scan the QR code. Join the show live. You come on. It's basically the equivalent of a phone call. Come on. Tell us what you think of the Diaz deal. If you're a Yankee fan, you want to come on and argue with me a little bit because you guys haven't done much either. But you want to come on and talk a little hot stove, winter meetings, whatever it is you want to talk. We're waiting to see if David Stearns will speak today. I don't know if he will, to be honest with you. I would hope he would. Everybody else is giving press conferences. The winter meetings are basically just a catered event where they make deals, make trades, make signings, and do press conferences. It's not really they're not doing anything over the, it's kind of like, a convention. It's like a week. It's like a week off in going from into summer in the middle of winter to have some, to have some drinks and to make some trades and do some press conferences. That's what it is. Let's see what our buddy here says here. Oh, hold on. Clicked you twice. I thought Cohen would say enough is enough. Give me King, give me Valdez, give me Tucker. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Right? That's what I thought. Because you know what? You come in here, we all know you got all this money. You just got the casino approved. Billions is coming your way. Go in there. You're a Mets fan, supposedly. Go in there and buy everybody up. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. We thought you were Steinbrenner coming in here. And if Stearns doesn't, I mean, did you hire Stearns to keep yourself in check? Is that what you did? Because you know he's mad. He's kind of doing this thing like a small market team. You think somebody who's a GM in a smaller market like Milwaukee, and he's very successful, and he's a smart guy, and he's a smart baseball guy. I don't doubt that. But you think when he was in Milwaukee, he was sitting there going, "Man, look how good I'm doing. Look how with these limited resources. Imagine what I could do if I had unlimited resources." And here he comes in here, and he does, and the Soto signing was Cohen. The Alonso signing last year was Cohen. He had a flop at the trade deadline. I mean, what are we doing? You got a long way to go before you're Theo Epstein, buddy. A long way. So it's a disappointing day. Listen, it's disappointing. We got the Queens baseball convention this Saturday coming up. It's at like the Sheraton or something in Queens. It's gonna be a good time. I think you can still grab tickets if you want. We have a couple tickets. We have tickets too. We could work something out. It's gonna be a good time. As far as like panels and stuff, you're gonna have Laura Albanese. Newsday was a guest on the show here. One of the best beat writers out there for the Mets. Really enjoy Laura. She was a great guest. One of my favorite guests on the show. Sal Licata is going to be on the panel. They're having a new baseball night in New York panel. So Sal Licata, obviously in the news with everything going on at WFAN with Carton and him and Brendan Tierney. Like I said, Laura Albanese, who's probably my favorite current Mets beat writer. And then you're going to have Brett Beatty is going to be there. He's going to be doing a Q&A. He's going to be signing autographs. Terry Collins is going to be there with Tom Hallion, the umpire that he had the famous, where he was mic'd up, where he got into the argument. Where it's, you got to give us a shot. You got to give us a shot. That guy. They're going to be there doing a panel. There's going to be vendors all over the place. There's going to be a bar, open bar, this Saturday. It's going to be fun. So get down there. If you want tickets, get in contact with me. We got some tickets to get rid of. We got VIP table. We're going to be doing interviews. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited. Brett and I are very excited to go. I've actually been the reason I've been all over this, all over your computer screen and the internet with football and whatnot. It's good. I've been out of work now for about a week. I'm going to be out another week with the kidney stones that I had. So they seem to be better. I'm not getting the pain. I don't know. It's a disaster, though. Drink water is all I can say. Drink water. I don't drink enough water. And because of it, and because I eat, and because I have Tums, I have a heartburn issue, so I always have pocket Tums, like loose Tums in your pocket that just in case. Well, I think the pocket Tums are the culprit here with these kidney stones. But I'm basically done with it. So, but I do have another week off, so I'll be at the Queens Baseball Convention in Flushing. You can head over there. Mark Healy, friend of the show here, he runs it. The whole SNY crew is going to be there. I don't know if Gary is going to be there because I know Gary does Seton Hall basketball this time of year. But listen, there's going to be a ton of people there. It's a good time. This is my first one, so I'm excited to go. I'm excited to see how it is and what's going on with everything. But the Mets, listen, a rough day for the Mets. So here we go. We got a call coming in. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Hello? Hold on, let me put you on here. Hello?
Hey, Bob.
Hey, there he is. What's up, man?
It's Tetsuya, man. How you doing?
I'm good. What's up?
Tough day for the Mets. Oh, man, it's really depressing. That guy, I don't know what to say, man. I'm kind of speechless, but it's not my money. I know Cohen's trying. It's hard. And we don't know the full picture, too, so.
Yeah, but the picture is they said they had wiggle room, right? They said they had wiggle room. Yeah. And they offered him 3 years, $66 million.
Yeah, with deferrals.
With deferrals, but you know that either way, the deferrals usually end up benefiting the player. And he left for 3 years and 69.
Yeah,
it can't be about the money. It can't be. It had to be. He had to be insulted with the offer.
Yeah,
we're not supposed to be insulting people with offers anymore, right? We're supposed to be insulting everybody else.
This is a new GM. I thought Pete was insulted last year, but he still came back, and this year I think he's getting insulted again.
Yeah, Pete. I'm surprised that Pete's not getting more play. Right, you really don't hear much about it. You hear the Red Sox every once in a while, a little. Sometimes you hear the Orioles might be interested, but there's like nobody's making like a run at Pete, and I think he's a right-handed.
Can I give you an example? Vladdy was just as big as Pete, in terms of his weight, and he lost a ton of weight, and he got $500,000. Why can't somebody sit down, Pete, and say, "Listen, lose 25 pounds"?
No, man. because Guerrero was he's 10 years, he's like 10 years younger.
Yeah,
that's the difference. Is people don't want to give Pete 32 years old 4 and 5. Now, listen, he's not going to get 5 years. All right, he could ask for 5 years, and he did, and he's not going to get 5 years. But someone could come around. I think if the Red Sox came in right now and said 4 years, we'll give you the 4th year, we'll give you the the 160 million, whatever it is. I think he jumps. I think he signs the contract by 8:00 tonight.
Yeah,
and that's what's scary is because that could happen at any moment. I'm sitting here refreshing Jeff Passan on Twitter. Any one of these refreshes could be Pete Alonso goes to the Red Sox. Yeah, and then we're screwed. We're
really screwed, and we're going to rely on Mark Vientos playing first.
Yeah. Yeah, and then what? Our big offseason where we thought we might get Schwarber. We thought we might get all these big names. We got Devin Williams. It turns out to be what? Simeon, Williams, and then Vientos. And then our third base problem just coming across the diamond to first base.
Yep. And Beatty is not even that great, too. I mean, he had a good season last year, but that guy looks like Barry Bonds, or like he looks so good, but he can't hit for anything, man. It's so frustrating.
You can't say like I'm not done with. I agree with you. Listen, it was terrible last year, but he did hit some big home runs last year.
He did.
When he gets it going, and the year before, I mean, he did it throughout the playoff run. He was great during the season, but I don't. It's gonna be somewhere in the middle. It's not. We thought we were set. Thought we had like Mike Schmidt over, a good big time hitter, third baseman for the next 10 years that was settled. And like you said, I'm not a big Beatty guy either. To be honest with you, I'm not. I'm just not. I just don't think Beatty
scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, he's a triple, like a 4A player. I think Beatty is.
One guy, Bob. One last thing. Ronnie Mauricio. I think he might be the answer for first or third. I mean, yeah, he doesn't look that good, but he looks bigger now. I don't know if you've seen him recently. Looks like he gained 20 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, maybe. He's young. Listen, the Mets have too many young guys, right? They're like stockpiling these prospects they're almost not prospects because Beatty's not a prospect, Viento's not a prospect anymore. And the pitchers are starting now to come through the system. They're almost not prospects anymore. And like now you got a logjam. So why not get rid of some of them, right?
Yeah, get rid of some of them.
Fill your issues. You need a corner outfielder. You need starting pitching.
Fielder.
You need a center fielder. You need bullpen help. Like, what are we doing here? Now, I think they could live without a top end. Like, I don't think it has to be somebody like Dylan Cease, because I'm firmly in the camp of, listen, McLean's an ace. All right, I've seen enough, and I could be dead wrong, but I've seen enough. Yes. We all said that with Harvey too, and we ended up at last of the year. But To me, McLean's our ace. He's the A1. He's the opening day starter. He's the ace. So if you could get somebody who's like good, but maybe not 200 million for 7 years, maybe 100 million, whatever it is, get a second starter, and then you plug these kids in as they come in too, whether it be Tong or Sproat, if they want to make it, or you deal one of them, you deal, somebody like you got to get rid of McNeil, but you're not getting anything from McNeil. And people, trade McNeil, but McNeil, you got to get a bag of balls and some minor leaguers, right? Like nobody's giving you anything for Jeff McNeil at this point.
Yeah, Jeff McNeil. So frustrating.
Yeah, I used to like. I was a McNeil fan. I got a jersey and everything. And then,
he was great, man. 2022, man, he would hit those opposite field hits, doubles. He was all world, man. Down the line doubles. So
let me ask you just a question. Just recent news. Jeff Kent, Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. Sure. I've always said to my friends that I can't believe he's not in it. I mean, he hit great. I mean, did he win a title? I think he did, right? No, he didn't win a title.
No. Did he win? No, he didn't win because he was at the Giants.
No, and
then he went to the Dodgers, and then he was the Mets. He didn't win a title, but no, because he was on the teams with Barry Bonds, but I think he left before they started winning those titles. But I think, and listen, a disaster with the Mets. Just a classic.
Yeah, well, I really liked him on the Mets. I mean, he always play hard. The problem is when on the Mets, they've always bat him cleanup. You ever remember that?
Yeah, he's like a 3-hitter or a 5-hitter.
Yeah, I was always thinking like, how is he a cleanup hitter? And I just thought he was hitting out of position, and and he had no protection. I mean, with Barry Bonds behind, he fastballs you're gonna get nonstop, and he was killing it.
They thought they got him protection when they got Bonilla.
Yeah, well,
and then they learned real quick that that's not Barry Bonds. But I think he's a Hall of Famer too. I see a lot of people that are like, I even saw like Keith Olbermann, I think it was all bent out of shape about, it's a joke. He's some of these people out there, like, to me the Hall of Fame is so interesting because it's such radical. Like, the people you don't think of like a voter. First of all, the voters, like, you don't even know who half the voters are. Like, I had a local guy on here to talk about our local high school football team. He's a Hall of Fame voter. And he works for Newsday. If you saw the episode. And he thinks Beltran's not a Hall of Famer. And I'm like, how is Beltran not a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
And I get you. He wanted to keep out, but he said, even without the scandal, he's borderline. I go, he's not borderline. He's not borderline. He's not. And Jeff Kent, I think, could be borderline, but I would put Jeff Kent in. And I'm a tough grader. I like Jeff Kent. But anyway, so what we got to get Diaz, right? I mean, we got to get Alonso.
We got to get Alonso. We got to get another bullpen and some lockdown, shutdown guy. I'm not a big Fairbanks guy. I really like Rogers to come back. Soto to come back, maybe. He was pretty good.
Rogers is the submarine guy, right?
Yeah, the submarine guy.
Yeah, but I like it was terrible last year. But he's been consistent. So maybe that was just a one-off. He's been consistent for most of his career, and he pitches every day as a workhorse.
He had like a 1 ERA with the Giants.
Yeah,
he never get up any home runs. I mean, he's pretty good.
He's got the submarine. He's Jeff Innes type of delivery.
Oh, here's nothing, Bob. If you look at his ERA, the reason why it's so low is the Mets were making errors behind him too. So a lot of those are unearned runs.
Yeah. I mean,
he was giving up.
The fielding was an issue, right? I mean, of course. And I just, to me, it kills me too. I wish Tyrod Taylor could hit a little bit, just a little bit. Not like a 210 hitter, because he's so good out with the glove, and he eats up everything out there, and he's a good center fielder. And it's so important to have guys out there. We saw it. We saw Cedric Mullins lose us a game.
Yeah.
With 2 games with the inside the park home run, he misplayed it. He got too close to the wall. I mean, like that's little league stuff. Yeah. That's little league stuff. And I don't think Pete's a bad first baseman. I think he gets killed because he's right-handed power hitter, which is already a strike against you. He's a first baseman right-handed power hitter, which is another strike against you. And then he's 32 years old and he's asking for 5 years.
Yeah.
Because at 37, and the Mets don't need him at 37. Mets are kind of setting this thing up for, and it scares me because it feels like they're setting it up for like 3 years from now.
Yeah.
and the casino's gonna hit, and it's gonna be a whole new thing. You're gonna have it's gonna be a whole. He's gonna make billions off this casino. I can't wait to go. I can't wait to go lose money in there. I mean, I'm telling you, and it's gonna be like a tailgating spot, like with the restaurants and everything. It's gonna be great. I mean,
they're building a soccer stadium right next door too.
Yeah, for what is it for FCNY, right? The FC.
Yeah.
I mean, the building a soccer. They play at that City Field now. They could just have him there. He's like, nah. He's like building a stadium, but that's what I'm talking about. Build a soccer stadium.
Yeah.
But don't give Diaz. Don't offer instead of offering him $66 million, they could have offered him $80 million and had it done. The Dodgers would have never stood a chance.
Yeah.
And that's basically like you buying me a beer for him. You're not gonna buy me a beer.
What's done is no. I'm gonna buy you a beer, but what's done is done. I mean, it's
And then even with
really
Schwarber, they lowballed Schwarber because the offer came in on Schwarber. What the Mets
really,
offered him?
So?
I mean,
3 years, 120.
3 years, 120. I would have went 4. But you know what? 4 wouldn't have got him anyway. Yeah, I think he might have stayed. I think he might have wanted to stay in Philly. Philly went 5 for 150.
Wait. So if somebody offered you 5 for 150 or 3 for 120, which offer would you take? You personally, not the Schwarber. I take the 120. It's less years.
Yes, it's less years. You're gonna have the money, but you also got to think this is where he lives, right? This is where he's been. His kids. He's probably got kids in school. Like that stuff factors in. Like his wife is going. His wife is going. Listen, I mean, to us, we're like, well, it's an extra 20, 30 million. Like that's big money. But when you got 150, you got 50 million in the bank, and you're getting another 100 something, and your wife's giving you a hard time about, I don't want to move. I never liked New York. The kids are upset about leaving their friends.
Yep.
It's just kind of like, you know what? And the Phillies are good.
Yeah,
right?
They're good.
And the Mets got to be careful here because the Braves, the only reason the Braves had that was an anomaly last year. The Braves had an off year last year. Braves are going to be good. The Phillies are good. The Marlins were better than expected. They're a thorn in your side. Mm-hmm. And now what? And now we're sitting here and we got Simeon and we got Devin Williams.
You got Williams. That's
that's
the airbender.
Yeah, the airbender. Him and Alonso can do shows together. Sign an order. They're gonna be because 20 years from now, that's what they're gonna be doing. Alonso and it's gonna be like Buckner and Mookie.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But all right.
Hey Bob, one quick thing that's not sports related.
Go.
FEN, the Midnight guy is leaving. McPherson.
Yeah, McPherson.
You ever thought about going out and trying out for his position? Yeah, I know you got a job and everything.
Yeah. Listen, if they came calling for me, I would definitely take their position.
If they offered, say you have to submit a video, which you do all the time.
Oh yeah. I would submit videos.
They can look at you.
Absolutely.
See if they like you.
You know what? I get a lot of the guests I get is through like LinkedIn. Which I was never on LinkedIn. I was like, whatever, it's for business people. But it's great to network and stuff. And I get a lot of these guys from LinkedIn. And I got I've had some like podcasts like the Locked On and stuff like that come and ask me. And there was one that I actually interviewed for. It was a Mets Digest Sports or something. They was all right, whatever. And they didn't want me because of my availability because I'm working, all these hours. But I've been out for 2 weeks. But WFAN came calling? Oh yeah. I can't because he got fired. I think McPherson got fired. I think so. Because like
what did you do wrong?
I think Carton came in. I think they're gonna like Carton's coming in, right? They're gonna moving Tiki and Evan up a couple hours. They're going to give Carton and C-Mac, who is the Midnight guy now, up there. And now the Midnight, you're right, it's open. But did you like Keith McPherson?
He was all right.
He was all right.
I stopped listening to FAN hardcore about 15 years ago.
Okay.
But it's always on my car. Like whenever I'm in my car, I'm listening to it.
See, I like Sal and Brandon.
Yeah.
I think Sal's good. Like people are, there's either the people like, I guess like you, who's an old school, you want your sports, right? You want Mike and the Mad Dog back.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
The schmoozer.
Yeah. You know what? I wasn't crazy about Steve Summers, the schmoozer.
Man.
Like his with his mom. Like he was great, and he's a legend. But you know who I liked? Who I saw on Twitter just got let go from where he is now is Jody McDonald.
Yeah.
He was really good. He's good, Jody McDonald.
Yeah.
And like I heard that Damon Amendola was the first time I heard him was on The Fan, and I had him on the show, and he was a great guy. But yeah,
remember Adam Shine? I love Adam.
Oh yeah, Adam Shine. Yeah, he's a lunatic. Adam Shine. He's moved on to bigger and better things. He does like CBS National. He does the football stuff. But yeah, Adam Shine's good. Are you a football guy?
Nah, I used to be.
Okay.
I stopped watching around 15 years ago.
What were you, Jets?
I was a big Giants fan for a long time.
What made you stop watching?
It just wasn't really for me anymore.
Really?
I stopped watching sports, and then around 2021, 22, I started watching the Mets again. Now I'm a hardcore Mets fan. That's the only thing I watch is the Mets.
Okay, yeah. So you said I need a little bit of torture in my life. Yeah. Well, the Giants. Hey, listen, you missed some good years with the Giants, but either way, hey, listen, man. Thanks for calling in. Hey, and if you ever hear anybody asking about people for WFAN, you send them my way because I will definitely take that job.
I think there's going to be I don't know how they're going to hire somebody, but
they
got to look at the podcast space.
They have
to.
YouTube space. That's how they got McPherson. You know, that's what he was doing. He was doing podcasting. He's he's different though. He's different. You know, I'm not gonna say I like him or I don't like him. I wasn't really for me. Probably he's also a Yankee fanboy. You know, and he's always sitting there and he's rapping and you know, his thing wasn't for me. I like the sports guy, and you know, we're old men now. Yeah. Yeah, we're not who they're going after. They're going after. That's why ESPN went out of business, basically, is because they just did straight sports. They didn't have any of the guy talk, and you know, which me and Brett, you know, we'll joke around and we'll have fun and stuff, but you know, give me Mike and the Mad Dog any day. I still do you watch Mike's podcast?
Nah.
No?
I don't know. It's just a little bit too
pompous.
Not pompous, but like I don't really agree with him.
Okay.
So I know his takes. I've been listening for 20 years.
You're right. He's got the same.
So it's like, why even listen? Yeah.
You're right. That's a good. It's a good point. It's the same. It's the same thing. If you put on a show today and you put on a show 20 years ago, it's the same take.
But Mike talking horses, the best. I used to love that. I used to listen to 4 or 5 hours of him talking horses.
Oh, you're a horse guy?
No, it's just Mike does such a good job.
He
with
does.
The horses
He does.
And you just get hypnotized by his words, and you care about the horses too, because you have no clue what these horses are until race day. And he tells you what they are and the backstory. Oh, he was great.
Yeah, he's big. Like owns horses. He's big in the horses.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
But all right. So yeah, listen. Stay in touch. We'll talk to you soon. Be safe.
All right,
and
thanks, Bob.
No problem. Well, hopefully next time we talk, we got Alonso.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Bye.
All right. Later. All right. So that's our buddy. Of course, our buddy, who has been here, you know, since the beginning. He's our regular caller. And again, listen, anybody else want to call in? Hit the QR code right here at the bottom center of the screen. Just to recap, listen, rough day for the Mets, right? Rough day. Let me see if there's a Jeff Passing giving us any news. But Edwin Diaz leaves the Mets, signs with the Dodgers, 3 years, $69 million. The Mets offered him 3 years, $66 million. He did not take it. He went out west. He went with where the winning has been. And I don't know, you know, if it's going to stop because they're just loading up out there. They needed bullpen help, and they went out and they just got the best closer in the game. Is basically what they did. And you know, it's something that we thought the Mets were going to be doing when they got Steve Cohen and they got the influx of money and everything, and they just haven't done it. You know, the Soto thing aside, which I think they had to do, they haven't really done it. And they haven't been smart with their other moves either. They had a terrible trade deadline. It blew up in their face, the bullpen. And then you come in here to the winter meetings. You think you want to make amends for collapse, for one of the all-time collapses. You know, it was a slow bleed over the course of 3 months, that collapse. But it was a collapse nonetheless. And you think you're going to go into these winter meetings that they're changing the culture. They traded Nimmo. You need to get your two big cards back, Diaz and Alonso, and then you can change everything around it. You got the kids coming up, pitching in the starting rotation, and you think maybe you add a Schwarber, 50, 60 home runs, and then he goes to the Phillies, back to the Phillies for 5 years, $150 million. You think maybe you're going to get a big frontline starter like Dylan Cease off the board to the Blue Jays. 7 years, $210 million. Blue Jays aren't a big market team, $210 million. Then your guy, Diaz, the greatest closer in franchise history, the best closer currently in the game, gets poached right from under you by the Dodgers, who are they're the Yankees now. They're the hated franchise. They buy it. All the arguments you want to make. And the Mets offered him $3 million less. And then when he was putting on a Dodgers cap and shaking hands with the Dodgers brass, the Mets are out there going, well, we offered him $66 million. We had some wiggle room. I don't know what happened. He was insulted is what happened. You were his guy. He was your guy. And you came in, lowballed him. And he said, you know what? I'll go to the Dodgers. They're winning championships. And Schwarber, I don't really, I don't blame him. I don't think the Mets could have got Schwarber. I don't think they were very close with Schwarber. Do you say, the whole, they were only like $30 million, 2 years short, but he wanted to go to Philly. He wanted to stay in Philly. He wanted to stay home. And there's nothing you could do. Now, Alonso, you gotta make this happen. Let's not play games. Let's not play footsie with Alonso anymore. Let's not play chicken with these other teams and try and get, if we go another 2 weeks and still there's no interest, we could probably get it down another $20 million. Don't even bother. Because if you don't get Alonso, it's gonna be hell to pay in here. And we got this convention on Saturday. And if Alonso signs somewhere else before Saturday, you know what? It's going to suck to be Brett Beatty sitting up on the dais taking questions from a bunch of pissed off Mets fans who aren't happy with the way he played last year, who aren't happy that Diaz just left, who aren't happy that Alonso just left. It's going to be a rough day. But I'm glad I'm going to be there. So, listen, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This was the spur of the moment thing. Winter meetings. Let me see real quick before we go if there is any breaking news or anything out of these winter meetings. I don't see anything on Twitter. Let's see. MLB.com. Is anything on there? Let's see. Schwarber. No, we know that. No, it's the same stuff. So you got the draft lottery tonight. We'll see where the Mets end up, picking the draft lottery and the draft, in baseball. It's really, it's really nothing. It's not like these other drafts in the draft lottery or anything like that. Because when you get drafted into a baseball organization, one, you're probably in high school. Two, you could probably go back to high school and enter the draft next year. And even if you decide to come and play for the organization, you're 3-4 years away from being in the show. But these things do come to fruition because just look at last year. The Mets wouldn't even have been as close as they were without McLean, Tong, and Sproat, and Diaz, and Alonso. So we'll see. Listen, it looks like the ninth inning now is going to be Devin Williams. No more trumpets. We'll see if Devin Williams can recapture what he had 2 years ago before Alonso took him deep. Before he did it. Because if he can, it might be all right. But like I said, you got to get it to Devin Williams, and that's the problem. And the Mets are going to have that problem unless they straighten out this bullpen. And they're going to have to get another starter because like you said, I trust McLean. I think McLean's our opening day. I think he's our ace. I think he's our starter. But the other two looked a little bit shaky. And that's not saying anything, negative against them because, most players don't come up into the major leagues and just dominate like McLean did. Most of them are going to be shaky for a little while. But, the Mets can't afford it. I mean, you can't have a year like that. You can't come off a collapse and come into this offseason and try and sell us Simeon and Devin Williams. And you better get and listen, Stearns, you better get to work. All right? When you're at the cocktail party tonight, tomorrow, at the winter meetings, we don't want you flirting with girls. We want you getting players. Because you gotta take care of business here. You gotta get us some offense and some pitching. And Devin Williams, okay, we can live with it. But to let the best closer in franchise history walk over a couple $1 million, pennies. It's pennies. And I would love to see what Steve Cohen says. And I would love to about this. Let me see if he has made any. I looked before. He hadn't made any comments. Let me see if he's. Let's see, Steve Cohen. No, nothing. Just a bunch of angry Mets fans. Steve Cohen is overpromised and underdelivered. Don't get me started on Stearns. These are just some Mets fans' comments, from the peanut gallery. Steve Cohen signed Soto. Stearns was forced to get him by his boss. So pissed off with Stearns. I'm waiting for the Steve Cohen I'm pissed off tweet. Has to come soon. Listen, if he's pissed off, he's going to get rid of Stearns, right? He's got Stearns there, and he's letting him do his job for a reason. Let's just hope they have this plan in motion, and this was all part of it. I don't see how. Like, I wasn't crazy surprised that Diaz left, like I said. But for 3 years, it's like someone like just taking Alonso for 2 or 3 years. Like, come on. Let's see what else we got here on Twitter. Yeah, see, the Yankee fans are getting back because now the Yankee fans have had some ammunition, and they haven't had a good offseason either. Listen, the Yankee fans made qualifying. Yankees are getting cheap too. Yankees make qualifying offers that they don't think a guy's going to take. He takes it, and all of a sudden the offseason's over. But like I said, if the season started tomorrow, the Yankees could probably field the team. The Mets can't field a competitive team right now. They don't have a first baseman. Their bullpen's shoddy. The starting rotation is in disarray. They have no power at left field. They have no center fielder. Second base is no, I'm sorry, not second base. Third base is a question. The Mets can't really field the team right now. And the longer you wait, the more names go off the board, and the less the talent gets that you're going to end up signing, and then you end up screwed. So just to recap, Diaz, Dodgers, 3 years, $69 million. He's gone. Mets offered $66 million. He turned it down. Devin Williams is a Met. But don't forget, he's going to be the closer. Now he's stepping into the closer range. I was thrilled that he was going to be the eighth inning guy. Now we got somebody who had a couple great years, but is coming off a year where he had a 4.79 ERA. He lost his job at the closer position multiple times. It was a very up and down season. Kyle Schwarber to back to the Phillies, which makes the division even harder. The Braves aren't going to be as bad as they were last year. Schwarber, 5 years, $150 million. The Mets offered 3 years, $120 million. Not supposed to be getting outbid. Dylan Cease, one of the best pitchers starting pitchers on the market. Dominant. Great years for the Padres the last couple of years. Off the board. Up in Toronto. 7 years, $210 million. Just a monster contract. Diaz's contract, which I didn't mention before, is the highest AAV, which is annual salary, for a reliever, guaranteed in baseball history. I'm sure that meant something to him. But hey, listen, it's been a rough day. It's been rough basically since June for the Mets. June or July. It's been a rough time for the Mets fans since for the last 5 or 6 months. Let me see here. Hold on 1 second. Oh. Here we go. It's been, the Mets fans now for 5 or 6 months have had just a bad couple of months. That from the team being number one in bullpen, number one in starting staff. Senga goes down with a bad toss from Alonso. And since that day, up until and through today, it's been bad. There hasn't been much, good from the Mets. But it is what it is. Things, let's hope things get better. Right? Let me just bring this. Hold on 1 second. Let's hope things get better. Let's hope they get Alonso. They need to sign Alonso in the worst way, right? That's what they need to do. You can't let Alonso go to the Red Sox or go to the Orioles, and eventually that's what's going to happen. Hold on 1 second. I got. There we go. All right. So Diaz is gone. Is he the best closer in Mets history? I think he is. I think he's better. The only one that really you can compete with, that you could throw out there is John Franco. And as good as John Franco was, as much as we love John Franco, we overrate him as Mets fans. Yeah, he had 400 something saves. He was a compiler, as Mike Francesa would say. But Diaz is more dominant, and he's been dominant, and last year was his best year, and he's only 31 years old, and now he's going to the evil empire out in the West Coast, who's won 2 straight championships, and the only soft spot on that team was a bullpen and the back end of the bullpen, and it's now been shored up, and now, no matter who the Mets get, the Dodgers could be unbeatable anyway. It might not really matter, which is the problem with the Dodgers getting. And then on top of that, to compound that, the Phillies, your rival in the division, got better. The Braves are going to be better. The Marlins had a surprisingly good year last year, and they're always a pain in the ass for the Mets. Well, we're 4 or 5 days from the Queens Baseball Convention. We will be there. We will definitely ask these questions. We won't hold back. Brett and myself, you know that. We'll ask whatever needs to be asked. Sal Licata, Laura Albanese, Terry Collins, Brett Beatty, Jesse Orozco, the whole SNY crew. It's going to be there. It's going to be a good time. Like I said, we got some tickets. So if you're interested, make sure you get in touch with us. You can contact us here at the show at Lockedups, at bwalters@lockedupsports.net. bwalters@lockedupsports.net is the email for the show. Or you could always just, contact us through Facebook or Instagram or any of these social media. So get in touch with us if you're looking for tickets. We got VIP tables, signatures, everything. It's going to be fun. Make sure you come. And if you don't get a ticket through us, you can go get it on the QBC website. Just type in Queens Baseball Convention into Google. They'll take care of everything. And that's it. Rough day for the Mets. They lose Diaz. Nobody signed yet. Let's hope they get something done here by tomorrow. That does it for me. Enjoy your evening, everybody. From the Brian Gunzel Studios, thank you to everybody that watched. Thank you to everybody that listened. Let's go Mets. From the Brian Gunzel Studios, I'm Bob Walters. See ya.